And there is the champion, the man who made history over in turn 2. Now he is waiting there because they are getting the championship stage all set up for the NASCAR Sprint Cup awards. And the man who has done it 4 years in a row, Jimmie Johnson, has stood on that stage. Now this will be the 4th year as a NASCAR champion. And it was not easy. When you talk to Jimmie Johnson and some of the guys in the garage here this week, they had a lot of concerns and a lot of worry about what could happen here tonight.
Well, you never know. I mean, when you get in a machine like that, anything can happen. You're in a race. Things can happen, unexpected things. But as Chad Canal said, as Denny Hamlin said, this is a tremendous race team with the best driver out there getting the job done. And, you know, sometimes he doesn't get all the credit that he deserves. I think people think because he's with the best organization and everything, he should do this, but he goes and gets it done.
We talk about NASCAR history. Jimmie Johnson becomes the first one to win 4 consecutive titles. And look at the guys that have won 2 in a row. Look at those names: Earnhardt, Gordon, Waltrip, some of the all-time greats, Lee Petty and Richard Pearson. How about 3 consecutive NASCAR titles? You see Cale there. Jimmie Johnson tied him a year ago, but only one man in the 61-year history has been where Jimmie Johnson is right now. 4 consecutive championships against some of the stiffest competition in the history of the sport.
I know I heard Chad Canal say he didn't know how to feel about 4 in a row. But I'll tell you what, I'll never look at these guys the same again. I'll look at them with reverence. They're the only ones that ever do this, and it means a lot.
They have given him the command to fire it up. And in our Sports Center special, which we began the day with, and in our countdown show, we talked about how Rick Hendrick helped this young man. He loaned him money to buy cheeseburgers. He helped him get to and from the short track races when Jimmie wanted a chance. And what about the eye for Rick Hendrick, believing in the talents of a young man from Southern California who grew up in a mobile home park and had a dream of someday being a NASCAR champion? You can just hope that the fans now, as they wave to Jimmie Johnson as he comes around, really understands and appreciates and respects what this team has done. Jimmie Johnson turning some donuts to celebrate a history-making night. And what's the scene like down there, Alan?
Doc, does the word chaos mean anything to you? There are all kind of team members here wearing those uniforms, and the photographers and the officials trying to keep track of the car because it still does have to go through tech inspection when he gets it here. And of course, watching Jimmie celebrate and eventually pull that car in here by the stage. Pardon me while I step back. The champ looking around at the scene. And he is ready to come out and make his entrance as a four-time consecutive champion. Here he comes. A moment with his wife, Shani. Jimmie, Richard Petty, never did it. Dale Earnhardt never did it. Cale Yarborough, Darrell Waltrip, Jeff Gordon never did what you and this team have just accomplished. 4 consecutive championships. What are your thoughts?
Thank you, fans. I hear you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And it's going to take a little while to sink in because I haven't really let my mind squander, but the truth of it is to do something that's never been done in the sport and love the sport like I do and to respect it like I do. And the greats with Petty, Earnhardt, Gordon, to be, to do something they have never done is so awesome. And to win 4 championships in 8 years, what this team has done, the great support from Lowe's, Hendrick Motorsports, the team, and we talk about it all the time, but such a team sport, and I don't even know where to start. This is unbelievable.
From the moment you stood in this very spot 12 months ago and knew you had one shot to do something no one had ever done. Oh, Mark Martin here. Pardon me. Brian Vickers, former teammate, good friend. So to continue.
Yes.
But well-deserved congratulations. From the moment you stood in this spot 12 months ago and knew you had one shot at making history, that it had to be this year, how much does that weight on you?
I wasn't sure we'd be in this position, but I knew with the team that we had, the changes we were going to make, adding Mark Martin was going to help us understand these cars a little bit more with his experience. I felt like we'd have a shot. Late in the summer, I wasn't sure where we needed to be, but when the chase started, we all buckled down and got it right. I could have said, yeah, I knew that we were going to be here, but I didn't know. And until we got through Martinsville, and there's a couple other wins in there that went our way, I wasn't sure how it was going to go. And then after Texas, man, I was devastated after Texas. I wasn't sure how Phoenix was going to go with it being such a good track for Mark, and there's no telling here. It hasn't been a great track for us, but I'm very proud of the effort we had here today with the Lowe's car. That was a very competitive car, and I think we had a shot at winning that thing.
Let's talk about your race. It's never easy. What was it like out there? We saw you in the middle of some 3 wides a couple times.
Yeah, it was hair-raising at times. I mean, everybody's trying to get their best finish for the end of the year, and I got trapped in a couple positions I didn't really find enjoyable, but made it through it. And I don't even know where we finished, but hopefully in the top 5, and I think we were coming there at the end.
You were 5th at the end of the night. For people like Mark Martin, Brian Vickers, your peers to come in and congratulate you on your accomplishments, what's that mean to you?
It means the world to me, and I have to say how much I appreciate Mark Martin and what he's done for the team and the friendship and the respect and the competition that he's brought. He's made me step my game up, be a better race car driver. I got to thank Rick Hendrick and his support. I wish that Rick was here, buddy. We miss you. Jeff Gordon for believing in me and giving me a shot. Great people at Lowe's for believing in me. We had no clue it was going to turn out like this. And I also have to go through, I've got to thank my loving wife and all of her support, my family, our extended family, friends. And there's been so many people over the years that have helped and groomed me to who I am today. Good and bad times. They've all made me who I am today. I'm very proud of that.
History. Congratulations. We'll give you a few moments with your team, then we'll get you up on stage and you can put your hands on that trophy again.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.
Jimmie Johnson, 4-time consecutive champion. Jimmie coming home tonight in the 5th position and edging his teammate and friend Mark Martin for the title.